I'm going to show you how to break the cooking update. You are going to be able to be mostly AFK while maximizing your rewards, and you're going to be able to do it keyly without having a bone blossom. So this is pretty new player friendly. Now, first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to the seed shop, and you're going to need a few things. You are going to need to get a hold of some corn. You'll need corn, but you're also going to need to get a hold of as many as you can for this particular method. I have some other ideas. You're going to need sugar apples. Get as many sugar apples as you need. They're already needed for a lot of really good recipes, and they are needed for this one. So move all of your sugar apples and corn into one little location. As you can see, I have them all piled here. And what I'm going to do is I am then going to put down sprinklers and make sure they hit everything. I'm just going to double up because it doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and this is big enough. The master, I sadly don't have the other one. And now the next thing we do is we grab every single fruit off of these. I'm talking grab all that corn, grab all that sugar apples. We are clearing it out because we want the big ones to grow in after. That's what we're wanting. Make sure you've got all of it. Once you've gotten all of it, as you can see, the corn starting to come in really big. I'm just going to go over here. I'm just going to go ahead and sell everything I have just so I can maximize my inventory. And, oh, maybe I'm not. Okay, I'll do that in a second. What I'm going to do instead is I'm actually going to go and I am going to log out for a little bit and just let all of this come in. Make sure, again, you get every sugar apple you can. I missed a few. Make sure you get as many as you can and just log out. I'm going to log out so my sprinklers have the best chance of affecting these sugar apples. As you can see, absolutely massive fruits come in, and we're going to go back to here, and we're going to go to the actual area for the event. And I'm going to start with this corn, and I'm going to give a big corn. I'm going to give a big apple. I'm going to give a big apple, and I'm going to give a big apple. Obviously, as you can see, the better the time, the higher it is, the better we're going to be making. And at this point, it's 1 corn, 3 sugar apple, and we hit cook. Now, at this point, this is where this method is pretty nice because while this is happening, these other fruits can be harvested and you can reset up sprinklers to get more fruit. We can have massive AFK time here. And when you turn these in, which I will show you in a moment, you will get a massive amount of rewards. And what is also really interesting about this particular combo is it gets you ice cream. No, wait, it gets you cake. Essentially, if the pig is saying, I want ice cream, it gives you ice cream. If the pig is saying, I want cake, it gives you cake. It switches. But what's also nice is, right now he wants sushi. So what am I going to do? I'm going to make this. And whatever I get, I'm just going to hold it and then shove it down the pig's throat later when he asks for it. So I can go AFK as much as I want, 30 minutes at a time, plus up to, I've seen people get an hour doing larger fruits. If you really get big fruits, maybe you get the new sprinkler and you min-max it, you can go AFK, get massive rewards, and get the bonus from the pig all at once. It's really nice, and I'm going to be showing you getting this next, along with feeding it to the pig, and you can see just how many items I get. Now we can see what we get. It says it's going to be a cake, and it is a divine cake. There is some chonky size to this divine cake, I must say. So let's go and feed it to him. Even though he wants a burger, I think it is, we're going to give him this cake right now so we can see it. Try it with this cake I cooked up here. And as you can see, you get a massive reward. It's bigger, the better, of course. And I believe it's even more if you give them what they want. And you've had plenty of time to grow more fruit, get massive stacks going. Of course, you can use more sugar apple trees. Corn is super, super quick to farm. Or you can do this with any divine recipe. So I have some videos on different divine recipes. You can check those out. But this is pretty useful because it is very easy to set up. So for me right now, I can just go to corn and I can look for a big corn. I'll just reset it up again. Let's see here. I don't have the best corns, sadly. we'll chuck this corn in, and then we need to get sugar apples. And let's see here. 48, 53. There we go. And we'll go ahead and cook. And that'll make either a cake, or if he wants ice cream by the time, well, if he wants ice cream when you make it, it'll make ice cream. And as you can see, a long time, we can AFK, or you can skip the cooking process, do it real quick. You can speed this up. But if you can see, I have a bunch of high quality, high sized apples here. Really easy to set this up. Hopefully, this helps some people out that are just wanting to get some decent rewards out of this event. I would say that this event will probably have a week 2 that involves us getting a transcendental plant, kind of like the bone blossom. If you don't know, the way this works is this is a prismatic, and let's just go to the seed shop so I can talk about it. The way this works is it takes the type here, so prismatic, and it adds it with the other type, which is going to be, for us, it's going to be corn, which is a rare. So we add 3, and it then rounds down, which equals a value of divine. And that's kind of the problem we have. That's why you're not finding people being, here's how you get a prismatic different dish. They might be out there, but the only way to get them would be to use exclusively prismatic fruits to get a prismatic reward at the end. It's possible. There's probably prismatic recipes that people haven't done that don't require a bone blossom. But a bone blossom is transcendental, which means that when it rounds down with some of the prismatics, it equals prismatic. So just to make that clear, that is why that is an issue. That is why people are having a problem. And of course, all you have to do, as you can see, this is a mess, obviously. All you have to do, again, if I messed up, I didn't mess up, I think, explaining it earlier, is you can just stack everything, and you're just doing the regular old sprinkler method. You can see there's an elder strawberry it hit that is so big it's under the map. I doubt we can see it if we go down, but it's under the map. Definitely too deep for that, but it's under the map. So I'll go ahead actually, and let's just check here. I have space. I think that's it, yeah. So here's an elder strawberry, and you can go and use the sprinkler method to get yourself a bunch of corn. You can do all the corn at once because you can just keep harvesting it and it'll regrow, and keep just the biggest ones, maybe favorite them, and then you can go and do the log off part to really make sure you get the sugar apples all the way. I did mine a little wrong. Some of the sugar apples, I didn't get to pick them beforehand because the plants hadn't fully grown in yet, and I didn't realize it at the time. But this is just what I think is probably going to be the method people do. People are probably going to do the method I showed, because if not, you're constantly chasing what this pig wants. Instead, you can just stack up cake, you can stack up ice cream, and feed it to Mr. Piggy when he decides he wants it later to maximize your rewards. And it gives you a nice amount of AFK time. If you know another prismatic recipe that's even easier, a divine recipe that's even easier to do, there are plenty that require one other item. For example, I believe there's one that's a coconut and a sugar apple. That's another one you could do. There's a lot of options you can do, and you can get yourself a massive stock of big fruits and then use them to get yourself big food.